Hello everyone, welcome to another OET writing video. In this video, I'm going to explain certain steps which you can follow in your OET writing. And if you follow these steps, you will be able to write a letter in a systematic way, and this will also make you understand your case note very easily. At least I would suggest you to at least try this method once and see how well you will be able to understand your case note. So the first and foremost thing which I want to tell you is, like, you need to have some interest when you write or when you read the case note. You need to read the case note as a story. Okay, you need to make different stages of writing. Like, that's what I'm going to explain to you. These are the stages which you need to understand when you write a letter. This is a systematic way. As I have said, this will make your understanding or your letter writing very clear. Okay, so let's see what are the steps which you need to follow in your OET writing. So I'm going to tell you around 5 steps here, and I'm going to explain it to you what you need to do under each steps. Okay, so let's think like you are in an exam hall. You are getting a case note and you have 45 minutes to prepare or write your letter. Okay, you have 45 minutes total for your letter writing, and in that 45 minutes, 5 minutes you can only do reading. You need to do your reading. You need to read your case note during that 5 minutes. You cannot write anything during that time. So what you need to do during that 5 minutes is, you need to read your writing task carefully. Okay, you need to first read your writing task carefully. Okay, so the first step is read the task carefully. So what do you need to do when you read the writing task? So writing task will be given at the bottom of your case note. Okay, and in the writing task you will be able to identify who is your reader, that is your recipient name, your recipient's position, your reader's position or profession, your reader's address, place of work, and what type of letter you are going to write, whether it is a referral letter, a discharge letter, or transfer letter, or it is a home visit, or it is a non-case. You will be able to understand. Information letter is not there. I think it's not been asked for very long now. So there are other various types like transfer letter, discharge letter, and all that. So you will be able to understand these things from the writing task. Okay, sometimes the purpose also will be given in the writing task, but in majority of the cases you will be able to identify these 3 things. Okay, so now you have finished reading the writing task. You have understood all these things. Okay, now you need to go to the case note. Okay, the second step is interpret case notes correctly. So writing task you finish reading, now you are going to the case note. Okay, so when you read the case note, you need to understand one thing. The case notes will not be written in a perfect sentences. Okay, it will be difficult for you to understand first. For example, sometimes some content will be given like this, like under nursing management and progress, they will only write daily dressings, surgery incision site. So there is no meaning for that. You need to understand, interpret, and make a full sentence of it. So if we say that if you write this nursing management, how you will write? You will write like daily dressing was provided, or you can just write daily dressing was initiated on his surgical site, right? So you need to make sentences accordingly. Okay, sometimes in the case note you will also see some kind of um, symbols, like here it is given eyesight symbol is given, right? So that means decreased, eyesight decreased due to cataracts removed 16 months ago. So you need to interpret this kind of sentence, and you need to write the letter. Okay, so you need to understand the case note, you need to read the case note properly. Okay. Sometimes it is also very critical to pay attention to the subheading. Okay, like past medical history. Sometimes the admission diagnosis also will be hernia, and the past medical history also will be hernia. So you need to understand and interpret the case note, okay, based on the reader and the purpose. Okay. Now, let's see what is the next step. So, after reading your case note or after interpreting the case note, you need to select relevant data from the case note. Okay. So, after you have read and correctly interpreted the case notes, you will then need to think more carefully about the case note. Okay, so as you all know, the body of your letter should only be between 180 to 100 words, 200 words. Okay, so you should not include any irrelevant data in your letter. You should select what are the relevant points, okay, which you need to which you need to tell to your reader. Okay, so selecting the case note, however, it is very challenging, but some case note will clearly be some case note will be very clear for you. Okay, like in the case note you can find three things like relevant details, irrelevant details, and semi-relevant details. Okay, you have to make decision about which case note to include, or else which content to include and which content to ignore. Okay, and for this you need to practice and get the correction from an expert trainer or a tutor. Okay, and you need to interpret the case note, you need to select relevant case note. Okay, now let's see the next point. Transform case note accurately, organize your writing logically. So these are the next two steps. Okay, so once you select a relevant case note, you need to organize your letter. Like for example, you need to organize, like you need to think like where you need to write presenting complaints, where you need to write past medical history. In introduction, what are the things you need to include? In recommendation paragraphs, what are the things you need to add? All these things you need to organize. Okay, so like as I always say, in introduction you should always write what type of letter it is, whom you are writing the letter, that should come in the reference, that should come in the address. In introduction you need to add three things: patient full name, the purpose of the letter, and the main diagnosis. Okay, and the next paragraph should be presenting complaints, or it can be presenting complaints or past medical and social history, and the last paragraph should be recommendation. Okay, so it depends on what content is more important. If presenting complaints is more important, you need to write presenting complaints in first paragraph. If past medical history is more important, you need to write past history in first paragraph. Okay, that depends on how you how you plan. Okay, and once you once you organize it, or once you plan how to organize your letter, you need to start writing. Don't start writing the letter before planning. Like you need to have a clear plan before writing it in the paper, because once after you when you start writing, you will think, oh, I could have write this, and you will not get a time for that to change, erase and all. So what I would suggest is, please plan, or please write in your case note what you are going to write, in which para you are going to write, what content you are going to write, what content you are going to ignore. Then you need to start writing your letter. And I have given here one format. You can follow this format. You can write date first, then address, then salutation, then the reference, introduction, two paragraph, recommendation para, and last your closing sentence. Okay, so this is how you need to organize your letter, plan your letter, interpret it and write. This is a systematic way. From this video I think you will get an idea how to how to write a letter in a systematic way. So I suggest you to comment below if this was helpful so that I can make more videos regarding this. And please subscribe to this channel for more videos. And I will come with the next video soon. Till then, thank you all.